for a few weeks.
What was his name?
His name in in Swedish it was Walfred. In English it was Walter. And he had a big family. He had 6 or 7 children, and they stayed there with them until they could find an apartment. And my mother said the first apartment that they looked at had a light bulb hanging down, a single light bulb hanging down from the middle of the room. She said she had never seen anything as crude
Yeah,
in all her life.
she thought, oh, what have I done?
Yeah.
I've come here to live like
right. And
how was it over in Sweden before they, like, what prompted them coming here, or was it just the whole
he had
idea of it?
My dad was the youngest of either 6 or 7, and they all came to this country. My dad was the last to come, and it was for a better life. They all hoped for a better life. And,
Economically?
yeah. And my dad worked for the power company.
And at that time, put it into historical context, at that time, weren't they doing the rural electrification of the... I thought electricians were in high demand at that time. Wasn't it? Oh, I guess it was a little bit later.
They were probably electrified, not even rural.
But all of...
Well, that's a little bit more of the story. But my mother said that she had to sell all of her pretty things and leave them in Sweden to make that trip. And she had very few things. She had one thing that had been her mother's, and different pieces of copper, ornate, you know. And I was surprised. Heavy blankets. I mean, they had a steamer trunk. You know, big wooden steamer trunk, and it was just full.
Of blankets?
Of blankets and household items. But she had none of the nice things.
Like the extras.
Yeah, you know, like a pretty vase or...
Right. Mother, what was the story of, your mother had Uncle Sig, and then she had Uncle Dick as an infant, and they were going to go to Sweden, and what, was it her mother or aunt that wanted to keep Dick?
The baby, she didn't want to take...
Yeah, they were in Sweden.
Before she came over.
Selma was going to go
my mother's youngest child was 6 weeks older than Sig. When Sig was born, my grandmother came with her baby to stay with my mother.
Oh.
And when my mother was getting ready then to make this trip, her mother told her, "You're going to kill that baby. That baby will never make that journey."
So
it was in February, cold and windy and icy and snowy and everything on the ocean. And of course, a lot of people did leave their children, and some went back to get them, and some didn't.
She tried to convince her to leave Dick.
Yeah.
To not take Dick.
How long of a boat ride was that?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Getting her
confused.
Oh, you didn't hear that. You didn't know. 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. Man, I always think of when you put me on that train, Mom. Remember?
Yeah.
Southern, and you handed me that little leather bind, and you handed me Stephanie, and I was like, okay. Yeah, okay.
Where were we going?
To Florida. And I always thought, sometimes
you were leaving Michigan to go to
we
Florida?
came to Indianapolis to visit Grandma and Grandpa
from Michigan.
Yeah.
What were we doing in Michigan? How was I born in Michigan?
I tagged along behind my sister Susan.
I moved to Ann Arbor.
So did we ever live there, or we were just kind of there visiting?
For months.
We lived.
Your mother lived there longer before you were born.
Yeah.
The story is that we used to live in Michigan, the Purnett family, and we moved to Indianapolis. Carol stayed in Michigan. And when I was finished with my first year of college, I saved up enough money for 1 year of college. And I needed to find a place to go. I didn't want to go to college anymore. And so I moved up to Ann Arbor and slept on Carol's couch for a number of months so I saved up enough money for an apartment. Then, as Linda was pregnant, and do you want to tell the story?
No, you go ahead.
Came to Indianapolis with Dean and said, Mom, guess what? This is good news. I'm pregnant, Mom. We're going to get married.
And you're 17
And
or
all
16?
No, you were 18.
No, you were not.
I was really
Okay, yeah.
I just turned 18, and the day after I turned 18, I was like, guess what? Because I knew I was pregnant before I was 18, but I was a little concerned
With the reaction?
with how my father,
Was it? Were you?
Mom, I can remember like it was last week, Daddy calling me when I was at in Susan's apartment in Ann Arbor. Not the apartment, but the house apartment. And Daddy calling me and saying, there's plenty of room. You do not have to get married. Come back and go to school. I mean, I can remember getting off the phone thinking, he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't even understand about life.
So you thought he was going to be mad, so you thought your way of getting out of it was to marry my dad, but then after you told him...
Wasn't really getting out of it. You don't really
Not get out of it, but you thought the way of making it right was that you were going to marry my dad. Well,
Stephanie, the way that I know, because it's not the way that I remember the story being told to me is that come to Indianapolis, guess what? I'm pregnant, I'm going to get married. Daddy would not let Dean in the house. It wasn't like there's going to be no marriage. There is going to be no allowing him to walk in the door.
Right.
And so Linda said, all right, I'll go and live with Susan.
Hey, how you doing, Susan?
That's like me and Sally. Oh, you don't like Craig? Well, I'll just go live with Sally then.
And I was living with my boyfriend at the time, Carrie, and so Linda and Dean moved in. Carrie and Susan, Linda and Dean, fine.
And we're all working at a Greek restaurant.
And we all of us, all four of us, worked at the same restaurant.
A little restaurant, not like a TGI Fridays. This is a little family.
The grandmother Yaya, she'd come in with her stockings all down. She couldn't make anything.
She'd make those guys ribeyes with butter and oregano on them.
And she'd make the baklava and the spanakopita.
Oh, you should have baklava.
I love baklava. Yeah. And then you guys got enough money for your own apartment. And the guy that I was living with was finished with college, and he couldn't stand the cold weather.
He said, Sigrid, what do we do with this?
Yeah, my name was Sigrid then.
What?
Yeah.
My mother made the mistake of telling me once that, did you say that you were to name me or one of your children?
You.
No,
it was you. No, it was you.
Yeah, so I took it as me, but I think it was just one of my children. Sigrid, and Carrie changed his name to Grom. And
oh my God, y'all are
Sigrid.
So weird.
I changed my name.
You were Linda Jean all the way through.
Well, not Linda Jean. I was Linda. Yeah.
And
you were Linda Jean. I saw the pictures.
So Carrie and I went to Fort Lauderdale.
So you guys went to Florida first, and then
you were still pregnant.
Oh.
And a huge snow after you were born.
And then I came up for the
like
delivery,
week, but you didn't
but
come.
I couldn't. Yeah,
I
thought that it wasn't going to happen, so I left. And then the next day you were born.
I think I remember you telling me, or you showed me, your like diary or something. And I think it was like March 14th. You were like, "This baby is never gonna come."
I did. I read stuff in the journal. This baby will never be born. I hate everything. I hate so bad.
I just want cottage cheese. There was like the last line of the journal entry was like, I just want to have this baby and eat some cottage cheese.
No,
you put something about cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese was your father ate cottage cheese in the final stages of my labor, mind you.
Oh, okay.
And he said that it made him nauseous. He was like, after you're born, I have this huge 9-pound baby. Perfect. Everything's up. Yeah. Everyone's fine. Everyone's happy. Midwife's all impressed with the placenta. Everyone's happy. And Dean's over in the corner agreeing. Oh, I shouldn't eat that cottage cheese. Men can't when they get down to the home stretch of delivery, it just turns.
Kedrick was in a bed next to his girlfriend when his baby was born because he passed out in the delivery room. Me and Craig thought that was the most hilarious thing we had ever heard.
John, the
That
nurse,
is
the
so
doctor
good.
at the when Pat and I were still in the room before Haley got really advanced into the delivery, John was sitting in one of the chairs with the blanket. Remember this, John? Like this, just like this. And the doctor said, "Are you all right? Are you?" He said, "Yeah, I'm scared."
Oh no, I'm completely used to seeing women have babies.
What, Cheyenne?
I said, oh no, I'm completely used to seeing women have babies. I think that's
my
okay.
husband probably.
Will you pass that down?
I should call you.
Oh, you didn't call him. Oh, she's an independent.